Hi, welcome to Sheepish, episode 28. Today is Saturday, December 7th, 2013, and I'm Holly. And this is George. Say hi, baby. Yeah, right before I hit record, he wanted to be up in my lap for a little bit. He's not going to stay. We know this. You guys know this by now. But I thought I'd at least give him a cameo. You going to settle down? Or are you going to jump down? All right, you do what you need to do. Anyway, it's our first podcast in December. Where the heck did the year go? I don't know. But that means that we got a couple of things to take care of at Chez Sheepish. You know what I mean. We have a November prize drawing. So yay! So the Socks thread for November. And we're just going to go ahead and just jump right in. We had 27 posts, and I believe there was a little bit of chatter in there. So let's go ahead. Let me find random on my phone because I had it pulled up and then got sidetracked on Instagram, as you do. Let's see. Random number generator. There we go. So I'm going to change our numbers from 2 to 27. Let's see if that's going to read. There we go. 2 and 27. And I'm leaving that up there. Whoops. You would think I'd never done this before. So post 12. Let's take a look at post 12, and that's going to be on the first page, obviously. La la la, post 12. And pictures have filled in. Tracy and Rick, congratulations. And I'm going to make that a little smaller. Sorry about the glare on that, but our first pair of socks. That's awesome. And they look great. So congratulations, Tracy and Rick. When you see this, PM me with your information. So mailing address, as well as your favorite colors. And I will find a skein of sock yarn for you. So awesome. Yay. I love doing that. Let's see. Anything that's outstanding should go out this week. So our last prize draw, sorry. That's taken a little bit of time, but that should go out this week along with this. And congratulations. I was remiss on earlier in the week in actually opening up the thread for December, so I will do that after I set this up to convert. So that'll go up today, and hopefully we'll get some people in there. So yes, it's December. Wow. Just a note, I probably will not record next week unless I record like a partial week's episode on Thursday or I record on Sunday when I get back. I'm going away this weekend for my annual weekend of stupidity. Yeah. And I won't get a chance to record while I'm down there. I know this by now. But I will try and record as soon as I get back. So, yay. So that's that. And let's go ahead and get started with current roster. I know. Let's see. Where should I start? Well, let's start with the almost hoe. And it's an almost hoe because it doesn't have a thumb. And these are the Eugenia's mitts by Molly. I cannot think of her last name. It'll be in the show notes. Of course, I haven't set up a project page on Ravelry. You know me. I do need to do that though. But this is being done out of leftover Madtosh Vintage in the Well Water colorway, and this is leftover from my sweater, from my Narragansett sweater. And this has gone relatively quickly. My problem is that the pattern calls for a 7. I went down to a 6 because I wanted that really dense fabric. But the going down to a 6 while creating a gorgeous, wonderful fabric that will keep me very, very warm and is perfect. All these cables have been killing my wrists and my arms. I can work on a few rows of the chart and then I have to put it down, which is sad. And it just exacerbates any of the issues that I've had. So, yeah, progress is slow. But yeah, so I'm probably going to go ahead at some point this weekend, finish up the thumb on that, and get the second one cast on at least. And I am doing these using my Chiagu interchangeable lace tips on US 6 and knitting the magic loop because, hi, it's me. And then for something that hasn't gotten a lot of love, really, I think it's in the same place as last time. The Level Up Socks by Heather Monroe Kinney, who is the proprietress of Highland Handmaids. And this is being knit on Highland Handmaids Sugar Maple Sock in the Old Appliances colorway. And that's a wool nylon blend. And this really hasn't gotten a lot of love because A, I wanted to get this done. With our weather lately, kind of ridiculous, but whatever. I wanted to get this done, but also these small cables have also been bothering my wrist. So I put this down for a little while. I do need to pick it up again. And I'm hoping that I'll get some work done on it this week. And that's living in my Highlands on the Fly bag from Bling Your String. So there's that. Then, sorry for going out of frame, living in my knotted bag is my hero. Also very much, well, this isn't in the same spot, but you really can't tell where it was the last time you saw it, honestly. It's a little longer. It's probably about 2 inches longer. I just haven't had the want to knit on this lately. You know, what can you do? But this does need to get worked on because it is part of the Fall Into Color knit along. So it's part of the Fall Into Color knit along, and interruption. The door opened, so I figured I would stop recording and then pick up again. So where I left off was Hero, and it's actually, I need to finish this by December 31st. I've put it off for so long. And I should have really had this done back in October, honestly. Anyway, it's part of my Fall Into Color knit along, and I really want to get this done. Plus, it's going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous sweater. So, yeah. So there's that, and I'm trying to think what else is there. Oh, living in my Downton Abbey Jessalou bag. I still have my toe-up stripy sock. That is the current mindless / hockey knitting. And you can barely tell, but I inserted the yarn for the heel. So right in here. And now it's just a lot of knitting. Um, yeah, it's it's nice. I mean, it's definitely a good thing for me to have a stockinette stitch sock on the needles. It doesn't bother my wrists and hands. I can actually throw it down and pick it up when I'm watching hockey. So, and this basically goes everywhere with me. I really haven't, I mean, I've worked on it a little bit while watching hockey this week, but more often than not, I've been depressed. So, and then finally, in some unnamed yarn, and sorry about the lighting. The lighting's off today because I didn't set up lamps in front of me, and so I have a window here that I opened up a little bit to get some light in. And since the light's always blown out back there, I closed that window and it still is giving us blown out light. Yeah, you know, what do you do? But this is in like a kind of bright to darker lime green. And it's unknown fiber. I think it's fibrous. It's a worsted. I know it's a worsted. It's a full skein of whatever it is, or almost full skein. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. I believe it's fibrous. I could be wrong. But it's something where it's like 200 yards-ish. And so, and I'm doing an experiment. I decided to cast on for a pair of seamless Saloma slippers by Susan Busby and Megan Williams. Susan is Girl Cave Bags, and Megan is one of the hosts of the Stockinette Zombies. So I decided to give these a shot. I cast on for the medium size. And I think they'll fit my foot, but they're not supposed to. I mean, if these work and they don't, and they're a little big for my foot, which is what I'm hoping, they're not going to be for me. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they're really super stretchy. Did Judy's Magic Cast on, and now I'm just in the process of knitting the sides. These are being knit on my Chiagus, and it's not going to focus today. Oh, whatever. My Chiagu US 6s in my lace tips, so on my interchangeable. So yes, these were the needles that were being used for my glove. So really, I need to get at least one of these off the needles, or I need to get this one off the needles before I can go back to my gloves. And it's really pretty mindless knitting right now because it's just knitting ribbing for a while, and then I go into the upper. So we'll see. We'll see how quickly that goes. So yeah, that's everything on the current roster. No. That's a lot. It's more than I've had in a while. It makes me a little nervous, which is weird because I am the person who would have 20 things on a current roster and be like, "Ooh, I can get to all of them." Yeah. I predict that not a lot of this is going to see much action until I get through the body of Hero and at least one of the sleeves done. That's my goal because I need to get that done like quickly. Because it's one of those I can go, oh yeah, I'm almost done with the body. This is a bottom up yoked sweater. I need to get the sleeves done. But the sleeves are much smaller around, so it shouldn't take me nearly as long, right? Yeah, we'll see. Anyhow, so there's nothing to add to the alumni roster. It's all good though, because I got to spend some time stick handling, or really wheel handling. I don't know, spinner. I don't know. I spent some time on my bug. And so I finally got the first 2 ounces of the Gourmet Stash Fibery Tribbles in the Undisclosed Emerald Desires colorway. So the first 2 ounces are completely spun and on here. And I only had 2 little nests of the first 2 ounces to finish, and that had been on the wheel forever. So once I did that, I decided I wanted to spin some more, and I got started on the second 2 ounces. And that's all that's left from the other day. So was it Sunday, I guess? It was either Saturday or Sunday, or maybe both. I don't remember. Last week that I decided that I was going to spin. And I realized how much I missed it. And so I did, between the 2 bobbins, 2 ounces. So this is what's left of the second 2 ounces. And I didn't pull that bobbin off the wheel because I really don't feel like having to rethread it. But yeah, so this should be done soon. I'll talk about the project that I'm working on later. You guys, if you follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, you saw the picture of what I was dealing with last night, and I've made some progress with that, and I'll talk about it later. But if I can get some of that done, I'm planning on playing with this tomorrow. I'm using it as a prize to myself. But yeah, so I've got that as my second 2 ounces, and my third 2 ounces and an empty bobbin are on standby. So once I get all of that done, I am going to attempt a traditional 3-ply. Never done that before. Doesn't seem like it should be hard. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm attempting that, and we'll see what we get. This is an alpaca silk bamboo merino Angelina blend. And it's gorgeous. It wants to spin finer. Some instances, sorry, I've got something going on with my sinuses today, so I'm playing with my nose a lot and sniffling. It's spinning, it wants to spin super fine. I'm trying to get it to spin at least consistently because I'm still getting slubby bits in there. But yeah, it's interesting. The alpaca is super slippery to me, at least. I've spun with silk and bamboo before. I don't know what the percentage is of either in this, but yeah. I'm really, just really kind of proud of it just because it's just so darn pretty. So like you've got the end, but then you get into something like that, which for me is pretty good. If you look, oh, are you going to focus? Focus, there you go. You can see how fine some of that actually is. So yeah, yay, spinning. Which brings me to miscellaneous, what's making me happy. One of the things that's making me happy this week are these earrings, and I'm going to try to get a close-up. I'm probably not going to get very far with it, so I'm going to pull them off. But I don't know if you guys can see that, and I'm looking that way instead of that way, so. Whoops. Sorry, I wanted to make sure that my screen doesn't go dark. Okay, really? Where's my hand? Okay. All right, it's not going to focus. Come on. Focus. There we go. Jenny the Potter, I follow her on Twitter, and she posted a picture of these against a knitted background. And I immediately was like on Twitter going, want, 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 want. And she posted when she put them up in her Etsy shop. Yeah. The moment she posted, I bought these. They're stockinette stitch in silver, and they're really lightweight. Yeah. So they're making me really, really happy. I love silver, and it's my first piece of knitting jewelry that I've ever had because, the stockinette stitch, it's classy, it's small, it's not anything big. I don't know, but I love them. And thank you, Jenny the Potter. I know you don't watch, but yeah, thank you. They're beautiful. I got them on Thursday. Yeah, I came home from work on Thursday and I saw the package. And I immediately put them on, and they've only come out of my ears to sleep or to show off. So yeah, yay, making me happy. Um, let's see. Another thing that's making me happy is my best friend's coming into town next week. Not bestie, my other bestie. um, and we're heading down to North Carolina to spend some time with our friends next weekend for stupidity. And that's going to be fun. And I can't wait. I'm working 3 days this week, and I took an extra day off on this end, and I took an extra day off on Monday. So, ooh, I could record on Monday. Anyway. But yeah, so I took extra time off so I could actually relax and get ready and then unpack, and yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Yay! And yeah, that's about it for happy. I've been doing a lot of work. I came home last night, and this room here is kind of where I record, is kind of where I always hang out in the house. It's where my TV is. I eat here. I have my computer here to the side here. Yeah. And part of what I've done is the coat closet has been where I've put a lot of my yarn stash and fiber. And I've kind of taken over the glass fronted part of the secretary here. That is my mom's. But I've taken that over as well. And so I came home last night from work, and all of my stash from the closet was just out in the living room. Surprisingly, George had not touched it. He had sniffed around it, but he hadn't touched it. I was like, oh my gosh. And it's part of my mom's wanting to clean out the closet and get rid of stuff, donate stuff. It's just been a very big project. So last night what I did, and I took a picture and put it on Instagram. You guys saw it if you follow me on Instagram. So I took a picture of that pile and a picture of the very full wine glass that I was going to need. And I decided that what I would at least do immediately was get things photographed, or get fiber photographed, specifically fiber, and move all of my fiber in here. And that's been done. So I have a project of uploading photographs and getting them and admitting to the fiber stash on Ravelry. Yeah, so I've cataloged all of that. Yeah. And it's all here. So on these two shelves, and there's some yarn up here as well, but. And then you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that there was a picture of just a big heap of yarn. Yeah, the big heap of yarn has not been cataloged, and it's not all of it. But it's a good majority of the indoor stash. Yeah, we're not going to quibble about words. I said indoor stash. So I'm actually going to show you, I'm going to move the camera and show you what that is and give you a better idea of the bin that it's in right now. So I'm going to warn you guys, if you get motion sick, shut your eyes. I'm going to try to keep everything here. I might be rejiggering the camera a little bit. And sorry for the nose. But we're going to move down. And there. Okay, if you closed your eyes, you can open them right now. That's a pretty big bin. All right, I'm going to move you back, so close your eyes again if you're going to get motion sickness. Okay, you can open them again, I think. That's a pretty big bin. That's not all of it. I have yet to decide if I'm going to go through and photograph everything and admit to this part of the indoor stash. I have yet to decide that. If you guys are hearing water and stuff in the background, sorry. There's nothing I can do about that. But anyway, so that's what's going on right now. There's actually more yarn over where I'm pointing, so that way, and more in my bedroom. Yeah. I don't need yarn, but I want it. And project bags that are, some are empty and some are full of a project that I have since abandoned, like mycelia. That's going to have to be picked up. I need to take a look at that. It's a sweater that I would love to have. So I need to take a look at it and either get back to knitting it or just ripping it out and using the DK yarn for something else. Because it's Mad Tosh, it's DK Twist. I want to wear something with it. So yeah. So since I have the yarn somewhat corralled, I've got to figure out a way to help with trying to figure out how this is going to fit back into the what I term as the yarn closet, which is really just the hall closet. But yeah, we're figuring that out. Yeah, creative. Being creative, that's the key, right? Right. I will say that it gave me a nice sense of accomplishment to be able to look and go, okay, it's almost all in one place. It makes me miss my old apartment because my coat closet in my old apartment was turned into a yarn closet, and so it never ever saw a coat. I had bookshelves in there on both sides that were full of yarn. I used the shelves that were on the top above each coat rack to stash more yarn. Yeah. I actually looked in a bag and found a sweater's worth of yarn that I will never ever knit. So that's going to be a prize at some point. Excuse me. That's going to be a prize at some point for somebody, for something. Possibly for the Fall Into Color knit along. It's an Angora blend. It's beautiful. It's soft. I can wear it. I'm just probably never going to knit with it. And then eventually, one day, tackling the outdoor stash. There's a shed out there. It's my dad's shed. My mom and dad both have sheds. But there's a shed out there that I kind of took over when I moved, and well, technically I took over both of them. But my yarn lives in my dad's shed. So I need to go through that. I've got projects that are on the needles out there that need to just be ripped out. I haven't touched them in years. I'm not gonna touch them. So I need to do that. I need to figure out what's out there. What's still in good condition to give away. What needs to just be donated or whatever. We'll see. You got to remember that I worked in a yarn shop for 6.5 years. I have a lot of yarn. If ever there was a wool pig, it's me. And I understand that, and that's okay. I'm fine with it. Whether other people are or not is irrelevant. Anyway, so that pretty much brings us to the end. Yeah. I hope you all have a great week. I will see you next time. If you'd like to reach me, You guys know the drill. But if you're new, you don't. And if you're new, thank you so much for giving me a shot. I always forget to say that, and I shouldn't, because you guys are really what makes me keep doing this. And I love you guys for it, all of you. So, yeah. So if you're new, thank you. I can be reached during the week at sheepishpodcast@gmail.com. And I do know that I need to respond to somebody on that, and I'm hoping to do that today. So sheepishpodcast@gmail.com. I am on Twitter and Plurk as Sheepish Podcast. I also have another Twitter account that I will friend people from, but it is a locked account, so I don't give it out, but you know. I talk a lot about hockey on there. And I've not been on Plurk in a little while. My Plurk rating's probably gone down. Oh well. I am Knit Girl, spelled conventionally on Ravelry. And I am on Instagram as KnitGirl726. And please, you can follow me on any of those. I'm happy to have you guys. Also, I was just kind of, playing around, and I had some phone issues this week, so I actually had to open up iTunes, and I decided to look Sheepish up. Look up the new podcast. And thank you to the person who left me a very nice review on the new podcast link. Excuse me. So thank you very much. And if you'd like to do that, please do. You can always find me on iTunes and leave a review. And I would suggest doing that for any of the podcasts that you watch. I know while I don't check them very often, because I don't know if there's a way to just kind of have it sent to me if somebody does a review. I don't think there is. I have to go in, I have to search for myself and see. So, but I know that there are podcasters out there who, when they're having a bad day, they just want to look at reviews. They want to look and see. So, I would recommend doing that for anybody that you're a fan of. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. I always forget about YouTube. I put it up there. I put this podcast up there all the time. Now that I'm not using it solely as a way to get it out to everybody and put on the blog, it's now just kind of an extra step for me. But I know that I've got people who are subscribed to me on YouTube, and thank you for that. And feel free to leave comments. It's a quiet group on there, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't want you to feel like you have to, but feel free to leave comments. I appreciate them all. All right, so have a great week. I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.